We have been in a constant dialogue throughout this period with the delegation, be that in terms of the types of measures that the government of Albania was going to undertake as a response to COVID. And here I would like to highlight, for instance, responses when it comes from the perspective of our health system, but not only. Together with the EU delegation, we discussed the two support packages that Albania has approved in terms of vulnerable groups as well as the private sector. We have been having regular conversations with the delegation as well as technical meetings discussing all the types of measures that we have undertaken. These discussion platforms have been in place for quite a significant time, and now they come even more handy exactly because they are consolidated platforms of dialogue between the government of Albania, EUD, and all the international partners that support the country. Some of the reforms that COVID has pinpointed are reforms that we had already commenced together with the support of the EU delegation in Albania, be that in the area of employment, in social care services, in education. These are all avenues that Albania and EUD have been in a long discussion process. It is very important, and I think here it's a very crucial role of the EUD, is that beyond mitigating in the very short term the income shortfalls of the most vulnerable groups, it is crucial that we think about a recovery plan and we jointly work for a medium-term recovery plan. And I think here is one of the biggest support that we are receiving from the EUD. Directly, as we speak, we are in daily conversation with our colleagues at the delegation in defining measures that target vulnerabilities of the different groups that are at risk of poverty in the country. Some of our sectors are more vulnerable than others. Some of the workers are more vulnerable than others. One particular group that is vulnerable in Albania are young people. These are the individuals that once they get out of the labor market, it is very difficult for them to be reintegrated again. And past crises have demonstrated exactly that. Young people in Albania faced an added disadvantage in the labor market. Here, we are working with the delegation on designing a youth guarantee program in Albania, just like the youth guarantee program that is implemented in EU member states. And in the frame of the program on social inclusion, together with the EUD, we will continue to bring that program forward to make sure that as many young people as possible are supported through additional education and training and employment measures that facilitate their employment.